Y'all, this just happened. Charlamagne makes his appearance on the Native Land podcast and defends the JBP. If you guys watched my last video on Angela Rye versus Marc Lamont Hill and the JBP, then you guys will know that there's a hidden agenda to kind of get Marc off of that podcast and on somebody else's show.
Speaking about, not saying I wanted to talk about it on the show. I said I just want to talk to you personally. And then, when I saw what, Joe Budden said about it, I agreed with Joe. I felt like, it came off, very elitist, very Jack and Jill, very, I got my nose up at these Negroes over here. I don't think that, you don't make any strides.
If I'm arguing with a fool from a distance, you can't tell the difference. I don't need to be where fools gather. If somebody else feels called to say, no, it is my ministry to go inform, to go educate this particular group of people, I would never shit on that. Like, that's just not even my way. I'm like, live and let live, go do it. That's just not what I choose to do.
I understand. I guess the issue comes, and I can't believe I'm on here defending the Joe Budden podcast, right? but I guess the issue is, I don't think fools go together at the Joe Budden podcast. Like, I don't think anybody in that room...
I didn't say that, for the record.
Yeah, I don't think anybody in that room is a fool. And I also feel like, we should be happy that people like Marc Lamont Hill want to be on big black platforms. I think that's the biggest problem I have right now is that, we tend to knock, certain platforms when what we should be doing is infiltrating those platforms. Like, I know everybody likes to, go at Stephen A. Smith. I want to see more black elected officials, more black politicians, more black spiritual leaders, more black activists, more black people with something to say about black issues go on platforms like Stephen A. Smith. Because all the white elected officials are taking advantage of it.
You know why they're taking advantage of it? Because they're laughing at a fool. That when people because I think that's such an important point. White politicians are going on there because they are elevating him to a position, and they only do this specifically in the black community. They are elevating him into a position that he did not earn. He is an expert in sports. And so you will have white people all the time pluck an entertainer, whatever he expert in is not politics, is not policy.
But
and if you're going to pluck an entertainer...
He has an audience.
An audience does not equate to intellect or intelligence.
You guys,
I'm not saying
I want to hear
it
what you
does.
have to say about defending Stephen. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not saying it does. I'm just saying these black people who have these large audiences, instead of sitting on the sidelines complaining about them having a large audience and who didn't earn what, how about go on that platform and deliver some of that truth or some of that intellect that you have to his audience? Like, even if you sit around and you talk about, you saying about the guy, the person that sits outside of your stoop and they have a lot of misinformation, or you talk about the people that were saying the things about Obama. Those people will continue to have misinformation if somebody doesn't go to them and inform them.
But so this is the point that you missed. Let me just respond, please. This is the point that maybe you missed. I'm saying when I'm trying to inform you, when I'm saying, no, that is actually not true about Obama, and somebody saying, yes, it is, because, okay, you are not curious at that point. You are not receptive. Right. I can't feel your bucket is full. You don't want to hear what I have to say. Number two, I'm not complaining about anyone having a large audience. I'm complaining about who his audience is. He has a large audience of mostly conservative white folks, and they are treating him. This is no diss to Stephen. Do you have data to back that up,
Tiffany? Do you have statistics that say Stephen A. Smith's audience is majority conservative white folks?
I do. Nielsen ratings, or his ESPN show, Nielsen ratings qualifies that.
Well, no, that's ESPN. I'm talking about his podcast, because most of the time when he's spewing political things.
I don't know his podcast. I just know he built his audience on a majority of white people. So I don't, and I would love to dig into, and I'm happy to come on here next week, because I would love to somebody to prove to me that his audience is a majority of black people.
See, that's a feeling, but that's a fact. So does that make you anti-intellectual because you're spewing feelings instead of actual?
No, but it's not even. I'm going to respond to this. It's not even a feeling, though.
It's literally 5 minutes left in the conversation.
Okay, but I want to respond to what he said.
You guys haven't let anybody else weigh in.
I'll weigh in, but I'm going to respond to this. He said that's a feeling or an opinion. Not necessarily. It's somewhat informed, because if you look at who his audience, how he built his audience, the suggestion that a majority of his audience would be comprised of black people is not a well-informed one. It's logic to say most of his audience are white people. Are you suggesting that most of his audience are black people?
Like, you said Marc Lamont Hill shouldn't be on Joe Budden's show. Why? You said
did I say he shouldn't be?
You actually said he should be on CNN.
Yes. So that's the difference between saying he should not be on Joe Budden. I'm saying he should be on CNN because he should have never gotten fired from CNN. If Marc is happy on Joe Budden's podcast, more power to it. What I said was they lack an understanding of Marc. I felt like he's disrespected on that podcast based on clips that I had seen. What Angela said, and Angela caught a lot of strays for things I said, so I want to be clear. What Angela referenced was a moment where they dismissed his humanity on that show when he talked about his friends being killed in Palestine. And I do think that is based on what I've seen, I do think that is a consistent pattern where I do feel like Marc is not necessarily well received there. But Angela wants to get other people in, so I'll be quiet.
I will say Joe did apologize.
Leonard and Tiffany, it's more than just you two in here. Hold on.
But
You
Joe,
the one that got a heart out. Let me get these dudes in here.
I know, but Joe did apologize.
This is crazy.
But Joe did apologize for that.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm not mad at a lot of what Charlamagne is saying, but is it just me, or are we noticing there's a lot of emotions, there's a lot of passion when Tiffany speaks about the situation? And I'm just wondering, like, is it coming from a place of knowledge, perspective, jealousy? Is it coming from a place of, oh, I'm just here to help, I'm just here to support, I want better for us? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Is there a tone of jealousy, or is there just a tone and level of, if we can do better, let's? I just hope it doesn't get any further than this, because things are going to start to get misconstrued. People are going to start picking apart points that weren't even the main focus, the main point of the agenda. This is where things can get dirty, can get tricky. And I think Charlamagne is doing his best to kind of navigate this airplane before it crashes. And I'm not mad at it, especially considering Charlamagne and Joe Budden's history of having a little tit for tat. But in the same breath, I believe Charlamagne might see a lot of Joe Budden in himself. So it's like the pot calling the kettle black. Honey, we're both dark as spades. And at the end of the day, it validates how we of the JBP audience feels. Like, this is just validation. It's not just a joke podcast. It's kind of a real one. And you guys are building content around it. Ooh, like I said in the last video, let's see if there's not a podcast beef. Let's keep watching. Let's keep decoding all these subtle plays and the alliances. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please continue to like this page, like this channel, you guys. We are blowing up. We are blowing up. We have a new goal. We just hit our goal of 100 subscribers, 100 rebels. Now we have a new goal of 150. And I believe we can get it done within the next few days, okay? Until next time. I love you guys.